So earlier in the service, and at every service, we chanted the words that many of you know, the Shema and the Ve'ahavta, which means, and you shall love. And those words, you shall love, raise questions like, what is love? Is it possible to love God? What could Moses have meant by this commandment? Can love for either a human being or God be commanded? How is true love expressed? The rabbis struggled with all these questions. What does it mean to love God, they asked? They answered, to love God means to treat every human being with respect and to act honestly, justly, and kindly to all. By our actions, we show our love for God through our love for others. To love God means to know the joy of giving, because true love, I think you'll agree, is always about the other person and never thinking of yourself first. And that is why we express our love of God through the deeds we do for others. Or, as the great Reform rabbi of blessed memory, Gunther Plaut, put it, and I quote, each mitzvah done in the right spirit is an act of loving God. The right spirit of which Rabbi Plaut speaks are the feelings which make up love itself: loyalty, caring, mercy, respect, feelings and spirit expressed in mitzvah deeds such as uplifting the needy, helping a righteous cause, as we're going to be doing on Sunday, pursuing justice, even something as simple as what I'm seeing tonight, the warmth of a hug, of an embrace, of parents and children. As with love of other human beings, love of God can grow, ripen, and change. Love is the passion of a lifetime, not of a grade or a moment. Maybe that's why Moses is commanded this week. All of us are commanded to cultivate that gift of love that God's put inside us and give it the highest priority in every aspect of our lives. I'm not sure, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, that we emphasize love enough. I think we kind of cheapen it. It's kind of like a checkoff now. Instead of see ya, it's love ya. My former professor used to say that while we know Tevye and Golda, Fiddler of the Roof fame, lived in an era when romantic love was not used as the foundation for marriage, charming as the song is, do you love me? Tevye really shouldn't have had to ask Golda, do you love me? She should have said it to him, and he to her. To cultivate that love of God and love of others, I think every person in this Danziger chapel needs to unlearn something you were taught in the cradle. We must unlearn the idea that scarcity, which is a reality in the physical world, never has to be a reality in the world of love. Love and all mitzvah deeds are qualities without measure. They're not like the phone in your purse or something you buy in the marketplace. Love and mitzvahs are in the human heart and qualities in the eyes of God. True love is hard to find, not because it is scarce, but because we have made love scarce. The crown jewels may be a scarcity. Precious metals, jewels, they may be a scarcity in the universe, but expressions of validation, words of love, tender touches, loving glances never have to be scarce. And let me close with the best proof of what I'm saying tonight. The little kids here grow up loving their parents, hopefully. They become teenagers, young adults. They fall in love. Some get married. And you think you know everything about love. But that's just the beginning. Then that couple has a child or adopts a child. And they think, oh, now I know the fullness of love. The couple is thinking about raising a second child. But wait a minute. I love this first child so much. How can I possibly divide this commodity called love with another child? But then the Jew learns how to clap with one hand. You know how a Jew claps with one hand? Oh. And the Jew realizes that love is the only commodity in the world that isn't scarce. It can grow and grow if you practice love, and as the song goes, let love in. So that couple has a second child, and then a third child, and in the case of a few Jewish families, like Karen Goldstein Franklin, a fifth child. She's a fifth child. And her parents discovered, as we all hopefully do, that love is the only commodity which is not scarce. And you don't have to have children or grandchildren to know this, especially if you're fortunate to live long. You learn that your love only deepens for the parents you may have fought with, even if they're no longer alive. Sure, people die, stuff gets old. It's eventually thrown out or sold. But love never dies, and it's priceless too. You can't buy it. Maybe that's why we're commanded this week in the Torah to love God, not just with all our heart, to love God and others with all our strength and all our being. Only then can we appreciate how love really can grow, deepen, and get better. And what's the name of this service? Lador Vador, from generation to generation. And let us all say, Amen.